Howdy, everybody. How is everybody doing today? It's Monday. I don't like Mondays. Never have. Probably never will. Harley is sleeping. You can see him on the floor there. Um, yeah. What's new today, everybody? Bizarre. Am I right? I have some info for you. And I have some answers to a couple of questions that people had asked of Daniel. I don't mind sharing. But for now, let's just say hello to everybody. Sarah, it's been a minute. Seen you in other chats, but thank you for being here today. Sarah's like superstar mod. She mods for some pretty big channels, but thank you for being here. Hey, Michelle and Tam, good to see you. Hey, yes, ma'am, and Kimberly. Always for Lily and Jack, love to all. And remember, if you can be anything, be kind. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yesterday, I wasn't quite beside myself, but I was pretty pissed. I was tempted. I was tempted to become the menace that people are accusing me of being, but it's so far beneath me that I moved past it. But yeah, you know, I have bigger, better things to worry about in my life than what people accuse me of with no proof. So it's all good. I gave that picture to Sunny to show just because if that was supposed to be a spoof on like how grumpy I am, thank you for the killer eyebrows. Just saying. Like, I didn't hate the picture. Grey Wolf, thank you for being here. Hey, Dodie. And JJ, hey, Maritzka. Little Black Bear, good to see you. And Camilla, good to see you. Hey, Carrie Bailey. Welcome in, everybody. You had a bad fall, Little Black Bear. How are you doing? What happened? Hopefully you're okay. And who else? So much pain. Man, gotta be careful. Hey, Debbie. I think Shenanigans channel is gone, says does not exist. So true. Um, it was, I believe it was just made private, and I'm not going to pretend like I know all of the details, but I do know that the channel was requested to not be public. Can you guys hear that? It's Ian. I apologize if you can hear it. It is so loud here, so hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. Helicopter Grandma, good to see you. High windstorm, lost power Friday until late yesterday. Wow. Oh, who else? Angelina, good to see you. Um, hmm hmm Sorry. Just trying to see. Hey, Jam to the Jam. And hi, Lynn. Welcome in. Just Jeannie, good to see you. Um, Seaweed, hey. Sorry, I'm really just basically due to the last couple hours really distracted. So bear with me. We'll get it together here right away. Ernestine, good to see you. Thanks everybody for being here. Hi, Cheryl. And yeah, honestly, they're Jack and Lily. It's the reason why we're all here talking. You didn't know I was live, Marie Antoinette. Thanks for being here. Dodie, hey, good to see you. And Seaweed, if I didn't say hi already, I'm flooded in. I live on a road that has low water slab bridges. They look like lakes. There's trees down everywhere on roads, all confirmed tornadoes. Wow. No confirmed tornado. Wow. Tina Katrina, good to see you. Maritzka, how's it going? She did not block us. I have a hard time believing that the channel is gone completely, but definitely private for sure. Hey, Mr. Hemi. And guys, please don't go running with your own speculation about it. I mean, I've heard a few different things. Things aren't always what we just assume on its surface. So it's true, the channel is no longer available to us. Um, the reasons for that, I'm sure we'll know eventually. Gypsy Flo, thanks for coming in today. Hey, Mustang. And Nurse, good to see you. Hey, Christina. I just watched the sentencing for Emmanuel Harrow's mom, 12 years for killing a baby. That's what you get. Like, if you make a deal, they usually go pretty easy on you. Sad, isn't it? Melissa, thanks for joining today. Hey, Cindy Sperry. Hey, Shirley. And Lacey Frankie. Joyous, good to see you. Thanks for joining today. Welcome in. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Bonnie. Holly G, good to see you. No, no, that's not it. I would have been, but that's not it. Pretty Birds, thank you for coming today. Hey, Roots, nice to see you. Jerry Lynn, hello. Hey, Colleen and Little Red Corvette. Monsters of Sabotage posted a screenshot of a Facebook account that looks a lot like TB. Person that has account also had previous accounts. Facebook, Instagram reported and shut down now. Mm, mm. Like I said, let's not assume anything for the moment. Okay. Little mama. Hello. Nana, good to see you. Streamlabs, get out of here. You're not allowed in here. You're not a mod anymore. Autumn Kristen, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Oh man, am I getting closer? Bonnie, good to see you. Chicken Whisper, thanks for coming in. Hey Marie, welcome in. Ori, thank you for coming today. And who else? Jessie D, thank you for coming. You can hear it? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, you guys. Yeah, Monsters of Exposure is gone as well. And there's a brand new one, you guys, Monsters of Accountability. Like, these people really need to get, they need to get more creative. It's getting old. It's getting old fast for me. So Ian right now is installing showers and stuff, and the whatever, he has to drill through tile. So should be done soon. But he's literally right above me where the master bath is, so I apologize. This is terrible. Is it terrible? It's terrible. Sailor Moon, welcome in. Their prediction. Dixon, sorry. Hello. Hello. Mr. Mexico, I prefer not to say right now. Share cares. Good to see you. Hey, Corbin. Little black bear, thank you for that. That, what the heck? I just a minute. This is driving me nuts. I don't know about you guys, but it's driving me nuts. Brian Sutherland, thanks for coming today. Um, late Sham McLean. Oh, Letitia. Late Sam. Duh, that's like therapist, the rapist. That's hilarious. But anyways, thanks for coming. Letitia, I believe. First time here. Would, yes, absolutely. 100%. Or somebody affiliated. 100%. No doubt in my mind. Crime Science Stories, welcome in. Trying to bath a chicken. Interesting. You should videotape that for us. Kelly, thank you for coming. You can speculate all you want. Absolutely. I only check Shan's channel as I know she normally puts her live the same time as yours. Yeah. And I mean, I didn't check either. Somebody asked me if I could see it. They were worried they were blocked. And just so everybody knows, when you're blocked from a channel, That doesn't stop you from watching or seeing the content, right? You just he's driving me. I'm gonna go throat punch Ian here in a second. But anyways, um, you can even still chat, but just nobody will see your chats. So, um, if somebody blocks you, you'll still see their channel. I wish there was a way we can block people from even seeing our content, because there are a few that would be blocked. There's been a lot of talk lately, like threats of defamation suits and the cyberbullying laws being used against commenters and YouTubers. Fair. What was this in 12 years? 12 years. And TJ's mom, good to see you. I'm trying my best to get through it, you guys. Um, Thank you, Maritzka. That's very nice of you. Old garden gal. Thank you. Too many appointments. Justice for Jack Lilly. Good to see you. Does anybody know what happened to Shenanigans as her channel? Yeah. 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 Anastasia, good to see you. If Shenanigans is really gone, maybe people can not concentrate on Jack and Lily finding them without the lies and drama. Sorry guys. The whole of internet land is in an uproar of Shan's channel. Well, I mean, in my opinion, this is just strictly my opinion, my thoughts that I'm sharing with you here. Um, it's odd to me that the one content creator that Jack and Lily's mother, Jack and Lily's biological family, decided to entrust and speak to, chose to spend their time not raising awareness for the kids, but doing things like having live streams showcasing Malaya's new boyfriend, putting him in a spotlight that Malaya doesn't even want to be under herself by speaking out for her kids. That to me was a little bit sideways, a little odd. But if she's gone for personal reasons, then okay. I just didn't see the value in the Jack and Lily case coverage. I saw a whole lot of feeding into the rumor mill and unsubstantiated information. That is what I was seeing. So that's why I was perfectly okay with not watching anymore. So I don't know where she went. I don't know why she went. But I I've made it perfectly loud and clear that I haven't watched, so I won't be missing her. So it's just that simple. Do do do. Nancy, good to see you. Marie, hey, you can't hear Ian at all. I'm telling you, it's so loud here, so loud. I'm glad nobody can. Oh, are you very creative? Hmm. Try getting a name that's not monsters of anything. How'd that be? Because it's getting old. It's ridiculously old. And as a matter of fact, mods, you want to just hide them from the channel? I'm not interested in, I'm not playing their games anymore. Be respectful or not, you're not welcome here. How does one become a Monsters of franchisee? Yeah, that's my point. Like, whatever. Whatever. I'm not interested. Not interested. Like I said, if they can continue insinuating that I'm the enemy and that I'm doing all this terrible stuff and I'm just not. So they can they can do whatever they want. In fact, I mean, I'll just put it out there. If you have whatever you said on my stream about cyber whatever whatnot, you can go ahead and have your guy contact me, and I will gladly give my information because you're wrong about me. You're wrong. You don't need a warrant or a professional or anything. I'll save you the trouble from accessing my information illegally by volunteering it to you. And then you can fuck off because I've had enough of your shit. Leave me alone. and I'll leave you alone. It's just that simple. I am allowed to respond to insults. That's not making me the bully. That's not making me harassing you. You are harassing me, and I'm done with it. I'm over it, especially after what I heard today. You guys are done. It's over. I would be careful about making that claim. What if they're waiting for you to say that it was her? They're recording for evidence. What if? What if? What if? Come for me. Come for me. Hopefully you're gone and just listening. Regarding washing a chicken, that's hilarious. Let's read that instead. That makes more sense than everything else that that other channel is saying. Just watch with baby shampoo or something like that. Do they not fight? Like, I would think it would be similar to washing a cat. Monsters of misinformation. We could make a full season. That's funny. I keep hearing the theme for My Pet Monster, basically. Like, leave it to Monsters of Sabotage. They came out, they're doing their thing. Whether I agree with it or not, it's none of my business. But these channels here, I mean, you're riding off the back of Monsters of Sabotage. You don't have a purpose. You really truly don't. And if you do, like I said, let me save you the trouble. Send your guy to me. I will volunteer my information because you are simply wrong. And no need in trying to access my private information illegally. I will offer it up to you. As long as whoever's asking is credible, not a fake lawyer or a fake investigator. People are pathetic. Susanna, for Christ, good to see you. I have to scroll down to the bottom, you guys. This is. Yeah, I've never once asked anybody to unsubscribe from her or not watch her. I just made it clear that I wasn't. I see that Shenanigans was on Justin's live last night, so I left. I was wondering why. Didn't realize. Well, no, her channel was there this morning. Somebody sent me screenshots of whatever it was last night. Or I think whatever she said. I don't even know when it was. But I asked when they got those screenshots and they said they watched a replay this morning, so the channel was there this morning. And I know it's a thing, but I don't care. I really don't. What else? You may need to go and delete your videos. I mean, they're out there, Ron. I appreciate that, Michelle. Herding cats. Helicopter grandma. No parsuck. Oh, man. I'm glad you're back. Anyways, thank you so much for that. It's very, very nice of you. I don't understand why they could, because I bother no one. So they think, and that this is something that I snapped at somebody yesterday because they're back to thinking that I'm Brad Turner or that persona with that profile again. They're thinking I'm behind it. And it just got me thinking, like, what is it like to live in a world where you automatically assume the worst of people? I live in a world where I assume the best out of people. I always think that people have the best of intentions until they give me a reason to think otherwise. But these people, I think that they have a hard time believing that I'm not interested in drama or accusing or anything else. They think that I have to be up to something. And I pity them because how sad must your life be? You have to go after people who are literally just here for conversation with other people that don't know what the fuck to think, you know? I just. And thank you for that helicopter. I don't need people to be nice to Charmaine. I just need them just to leave me alone. Just ignore me. If you don't like me, just ignore me. I'm begging you. Um, Mattis Catter, thanks for being here. I'm just trying to be quick. Trying to be quick. My the individual behind the Brad Turner profile is still around, but it's not me. It's just not me. Like I said, my email is constantly scrolling across the bottom. If anybody wants information, if you have um, questions or you think that I'm monsters of chaos, monsters of whatever the hell, if you think that I'm, you know, whatever else I'm being accused of doing, go ahead and have your people reach out to me. I have my days, Kimberly. I have my days. And yesterday was not the day to mess with me, and a couple of people decided to, and I snapped. I did. I did. Why would I do that? Are you guys no, I mean, nobody comes in here and's like, I know exactly what happened and you're wrong and you're an idiot. And the people that do that, I'll just ask them, how do you know? How do you know? See, now this here, I want everybody to read this. Now to get rid of Mike Demand for belittling people. So this is how I know that Shenanigans channel wasn't taken down by YouTube. Okay. So because so many of you have reported Mike Demand, I would say dozens, if not 100 times, and his channel is still up and going. And like it or not, Shenanigans doesn't even come close to the harassment and bullying that that channel does. So if Mike Demand's channel is still allowed to continue, then Shenanigans wasn't touched by YouTube either. Okay, that's just the truth of it. Chelsea, good to see you. A little on edge today. Not gonna lie. Nothing to do with, well, I shouldn't say that. Anyways, moving on. We did Jesse Brad Turner is Christine. Is not. But okay. You sent me a nice email. I don't, did it go to my spam? I wonder. I don't recall that. That's funny, Julie. That's funny. Do, do, do. That's good. You'll miss it? It's good. Mike Demand is really the only channel that should have got a C&D. Some of the shit he said about people is clearly defamatory and continues to be cool. So, I mean, guys, take that into account. If Mike's allowed to continue doing what he's doing, like I said, Shenanigans didn't even come close to touching what Mike does. So, yeah. I'm here for Lilly and Jack. The only victims in this case, in my opinion, Blatt was Drama Channel, more worried about digging up shit on others than Carrie. And another thing about that, like, we're so worried about fake accounts, sock accounts, who's in our channel that doesn't want their identities to be known, says the person that's never said their true identity online, you know? So, I mean, these are the things that I think about. These are the things that I ponder. What is the big deal about somebody not wanting to be identified? And why can't it be okay for the next person to do the same damn thing? Hypocrite. We don't call Rob McCammon Mad Dog. Please use, yes. I mean, to me, if he came out and said, my nickname is Mad Dog, I've been called Mad Dog since I was a teenager. If he came out and said that, different story. But from my understanding, it was given to him by one or a group of people who, whatever. So I prefer to call him by his actual name. Wolfie is no receipts, no problem, no mercy now. If Dateline ever decides to pick up the story of this case when it's solved, they will have to make a 2-day weekend mystery with all the twists and turns. I think we're looking at more of a Tiger King series at this point, Ernestine. Shan can say what she wants about people and trash people, but she don't like it done to her. She doesn't even like people acknowledging that they heard the shit that she said and snaps back. She doesn't even like that. Whatever. Can we not? Because now she doesn't have a channel to respond to any of it. So can we just not? Yeah. And I truly wonder how he feels about that. You know how people are. I know. Never mind. It is what it is. It is what it is. So I wanted to first. I think what we're gonna do is, does anybody watch Michelle After Dark? I do enjoy Michelle After Dark. She actually, she is uh for a long time, and I don't know if she still does, but she was on board with the kids, could have wandered off for a lot longer than most of us. But she's still very neutral, I find. She does have good questions and good information, and she's able to kind of see things unbiased. But the last couple of videos, this one, it's only 15 minutes long, but I want to watch it because she did play a little bit of my content. And she had a question for Daniel that I did get the answer to. So I want to play it here today. I think I have to take that off, unfortunately. Just temporarily, you guys, just temporarily. And put this up. Right. She goes by facts, not feelings, right? And sometimes, like with anybody, her perspective can be different from yours or mine, and we can look at the same information and take completely different thoughts and opinions away from that information. But like I said, she is able to remain neutral. So this is the point in me playing this today, and then I'm going to answer the question for her that she had for Daniel, and then we will move on to some other things for today. All right. And this, why no school? That's not exactly the question.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle.
Let me know right away if you can hear it. If you have any issues, I'm going to mute myself and I will watch the chat.
I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Monday morning, the 1st of June. And we're going to Nova Scotia this morning to the case of missing siblings. Then 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan from Lansdowne Station. They were reported missing at 10:01 a.m. by their mother, Malaya Brooks-Murray, on the 2nd of May 2025. So tomorrow it will be 13 whole months since Lily and Jack went missing. That's crazy. Where does the time go? But what we're going to do in this video is talk about an issue relating to school. Lily and Jack went to school in Salt Springs, which is quite a few miles away from where they lived. There was a couple of days that week, the week they went missing, where school was out. There was no school. So Lily and Jack went to school, I believe, on the Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday, Thursday, I think the school was out anyway. But the day that they went missing, the Friday, was a school day. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I can't quite remember. I know there was 1 or 2 days when there was no school. But the Friday, they were meant to go to school. but Malaya kept them off. I want to talk about that. Let's go. So I was watching the live stream from It's a Crime and Shame that happened overnight my time, and Sonny played a little clip from the recent discussion that Charmaine had with Daniel, Lily and Jack's stepdad. The issue of school came up. So this is what has inspired this video. I've got a few questions, but we're going to listen to this little bit here, and as we go through, I'm going to give you my thoughts.
Okay, and I also, you know what, I seen a screenshot the other day and
Hold on, you were going to complain that it's too little. You're going to complain, you're just going to complain. You're just going to complain. There we go. I'll put it on 110. Can't complain at that.
I think it was to me that you said that you and Malaya both saw Lily Friday morning. Do you still think morning? Do you still think that, or
I can't speak for Malaya on that, but from what I've seen, I'm pretty sure when Lily came into the room once, Malaya did see her. I was unaware of the time because there's no alarm in the room.
All right, Friday morning. We don't know exactly what time Lily kept coming into the bedroom. Now, Daniel has said that he saw her a few times. He said twice. He said 3 times. Maybe he's not quite sure because he was in and out of sleep. But he told Lily to be quiet. He heard Jack messing around in the kitchen but didn't actually see him. Now, Malaya, he's claimed, was asleep. But Malaya wasn't asleep, at least for some of the time that Lily and Jack would have been up, because she called Lily and Jack out of school using the school app on her phone at 6:17 and 6:18. And Daniel says in this interview he wasn't aware that the kids were going to be kept off school that day. So we know Malaya was up then, and we also know Malaya was up at 8:28 because she called her mother, who didn't answer. But in this interview, Daniel said that it was always Malaya who got the kids up to school. He didn't interfere with Malaya's decisions relating to Lily and Jack, which I can understand because they're not his biological children. However, he stayed in bed every morning that he wasn't working so that Meadow, the baby, could get some sleep. Right, so that's lazy parenting. Anyhow, Malaya, Daniel says, called the kids out of school a lot.
I sleep in with Meadow every day when I don't work, so I was unaware of the time. I knew it was daylight because I could see some daylight coming through the curtains, and I was unaware of the time. And also, I didn't know the kids weren't going to school that day. Malaya kept them home. And I didn't know what time they were kept home at until I looked at my email later that day, and I seen it was 6:17, 6:18 a.m. that were marked absent.
So Malaya was up. Now, how long she was awake between 6:18 and 8:28, and whether she did see Lily that day, we don't know. Daniel says he wasn't aware that Malaya was up. He wasn't aware that she'd called the school or she called her mother. So they were both, if this is all true, in and out of sleep, maybe at different times.
so for that whole week, we know they went to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was a PD day.
Mhm.
Thursday and Friday. When did Lily start getting her cough, and why didn't
Okay, so Charmaine's answered my question. So they were in school Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday there was no school. Then Thursday should have been a school day. When did Lily start getting sick? Because the reason supposedly that Lily and Jack were off school on Friday was because Lily was sick. So why couldn't Jack go to school? If Jack wasn't sick and Lily was, well, Jack could have gone to school, couldn't he?
Malaya take her to the doctor, number one? And number two, I've recently heard that she kept the kids home to give them a chance to get better. So a lot of people are like, well, why did you take them and drag them around to Patty's if Lily was sick, and then to town on Thursday? Like, what's your response to those types of things? Like, how sick was Lily? Why did Jack stay home? And why didn't they go to the doctor? And why, just why? Like, why?
That's a lot of questions. Why didn't they go to the doctor? Well, I've had kids and I wouldn't take them to the doctor. If they had a cough or a cold, I won't take them to the doctor, you know, unless maybe they had a high temperature or a really bad throat or something, maybe then I would, but I wasn't a person who took kids to the doctor, so I can understand why they won't go to the doctor just for a cough. But just a cough and not being ill, nah, I'd have sent them to school. It's a fair question to say, well, if Lily was sick, why drag her to town? Why take her to Patty's house? That's all fair questions. You know, if Lily was too sick to go to school, well, was she too sick to be dragged around town and here, there, and everywhere? You would think not, no.
Malaya kept Lily and Jack home a lot because they were sick, but Lily only had a cough, right? So she just kept her home from school. I wouldn't have kept them home on Friday. That's what I told Commander of Operations when I did the formal interview with him. That was the very first formal interview I ever had with, you know, major crimes, technically, because Commander of Operations is a member of major crimes. And well, at least the one of the ones I talked to, the original first one wasn't, but he would work for the RCMP in Cape Breton. And usually, from what I know, they are part of major crimes.
Long explanation about the structure of the Major Crimes Unit. Okay.
I forget where I was going with that, but that was the very first formal interview that I had, and I sat down with him, and he asked me the same question. He's just like, were they sick on Friday? And I said, like, when Lily popped her head in the room, she didn't seem sick to me. She never had a cough, and so I wouldn't have kept them home. That's what I told him. He said, "Thanks, Daniel. We're gonna do everything we can to find the kids."
Right. If Lily and Jack were kept off school a lot, that maybe goes somewhere to explain why they were behind other children. Do you remember that one and only interview Malaya did with the news on the 3rd of May before she left? And she said she thought that they had autism. They had probable autism because they didn't keep up with the other kids at school. Well, maybe they weren't keeping up with the other kids at school because they were off more than other kids at school. I really don't know. However, I was ill a lot when I was Lily and Jack's age. Between the ages of 4 and 7, I was ill a lot. I remember having measles. I don't know whether I'd actually started school when I had measles, but I know I was definitely at school when I was off with chickenpox, whooping cough, mumps. When I had chickenpox, whooping cough, and mumps, we'd moved to Yorkshire. Yes, for 2 years, I lived at the wrong side of the Pennines. Maybe that's why I was sick so much. I digress. Weren't living in good old Lancashire when I was sick a lot, but I like being off. I was glad when I was ill because I loved being off school. I could do my own little thing. I used to fake being ill even when I wasn't. And my mother, she was pregnant and she had a baby, my sister. It was maybe easier for her to keep me off. So she didn't battle me too much about staying off. And I would basically teach myself stuff. And there's only actually a few years when I liked school. Like when we came back to the right side of the Pennines and I went back to like a proper school because the kids at that school in Yorkshire, they were so far behind. They were so far behind where I was at. Like my granddad taught me my times tables, practically taught myself to read. Listen, by the time I was 10, I was reading genetics books. There was 3 years when I liked school. Mr. Hemingway, Mrs. Gorman, and Miss Latham. Their classes were great. And then when I went to high school, when I was 11, nearly 12, I hated school yet again. But I persevered for a couple of years and then basically just decided I wasn't going to go. And I'd either be sick or I would pretend to go to school and actually I wasn't at school. I'd spend my days like walking around, training my dog, doing all sorts of things that were more useful. But anyway, when I was Lily and Jack's age, I was off school a lot, but I wasn't behind. I was in front of other kids. But yeah, I was off school a lot. And sometimes I was genuinely sick. Other times, maybe I wasn't really sick, but my mother kept me off anyway. She didn't battle me. She never argued with me. She just said, all right. But look, in relation to Lily and Jack, if Lily and Jack were kept off school because it was convenient for Malaya, she'd just call them out of school and then go straight back to sleep. Maybe I suspect that was what she used to do. Daniel wouldn't know because he never got up with them. But maybe if, Malaya was depressed and struggling, it was just easier for her to call them out of school and then just go back to sleep and they would lie on their own. Maybe that's why she told Belinda that Janie used to tell her when the kids were outside and then she'd go and get them. And that particular morning she just didn't. I don't think anything was different on Friday to how things normally ran in that household. It was lazy parenting. If Malaya was ill and depressed and whatever, can you say lazy parenting? I think you still can say lazy parenting. Convenient parenting. Let's put it that way. Convenient parenting. And that's assuming that everything that they've said is true. I get it, why people are questioning why Lily and Jack were off school when Lily just had a cough and she wasn't too ill to go out on the Thursday. So why were they kept off school? And you might say, well, it was because there was plans to have them disappeared. And personally, I don't believe that. I don't think that's what happened. I also don't think they were abducted. But one question I've got is, did Lily and Jack like school? Did they want to go to school? Like when Malaya kept them off, did they want to go to school? That's a question that someone should ask Daniel next time they speak to him. Because I think that's more important than Lily and Jack being kept off. And I'll tell you for why. Because if Lily and Jack liked school and they thought they were going to school on the Friday and then they realised that Malaya hadn't got up, is it possible that they tried to go to school on their own? And it's a long way, but maybe they just didn't realise how far it was. If you look at this map, that's Lily and Jack's house there in the middle, like bullseye. And then Lily and Jack's school is all the way up here. And it's about like 15, 20 minutes on a bus. That's where the boot prints were. This is Lansdowne Road up here. Is it possible that Lily and Jack set off walking because they wanted to go to school? Now, if they didn't like school, if they liked being off, like I did, that theory's out of the window. But if they like school, maybe that's the reason why they went out, because they wanted to go, thought they were late, and decided to walk, not realizing just how far it was. So that's the question I want answering. Did Lily and Jack like school? If they did,
Is it possible that, sorry guys, that Lily was popping her head in and out of the room, wanting to go to school, hoping that, her mom would get up and get them ready to go to school? Is it possible? Michelle raises a good question. Is it possible? Did Lily and Jack enjoy going to school? Um, and so I asked Daniel if Lily and Jack liked going to school, and his response was yes, Lily and Jack liked going to school. But Malaya would have a hard time getting Jack ready. The kids didn't listen to her, so she had a hard time of it. So is it, possible that it was easier on some days, maybe when uh, a mother isn't feeling well, or is, what it's like if you have postpartum or if you're depressed or anything like that. It's easier to not have to fight with a toddler or a 4-year-old to get them ready to go to school. There's one day left, Lily's got a cough. Maybe it's easier. But is it possible that Lily felt like she could get ready for school? And I know Michelle is thinking maybe they tried to walk that way through the trail that she showed on there, kind of passing the place where the boot print was found. But I still argue, where's the other boot prints? And not just that, their scent was lost at the end of the driveway. Who's to say they didn't try to walk up to catch the bus at the entirely wrong time? So if anybody has contact with Michelle after dark, you can let her know that that is what Daniel said, that yes, they did love going to school. They absolutely did. So, and I think it's entirely possible that they went up there to the road to catch the bus. And make no mistake, I haven't asked Daniel in over a year now what he thought of that. But back then, at the end of May of 2025, he said no, they never went outside on their own. That's not something that he would do. So, yeah. So, any comments or questions about that? I'm gonna go through chat a little bit here before I move on. I'm just not really feeling good today. One of those days. Yeah, I know I was muted when I first stopped that video. I thought I heard that Jack did not want to go home. Am I wrong? You did hear that, but we never saw a receipt. So you cannot remove kids because they are dirty or always sick. Depends. They would do a home visit if it was troublesome, worrisome, and they would make their determination there, whether or not it was a safe environment for kids or not. No goddamn wonder they can't solve this case. So many different theories. Yep. I'm just trying to determine what the difference is because people are being threatened with defamation for asking questions. A threat is a threat, right? There are indeed channels out there who are defaming, slandering, harassing, bullying. They definitely are, but most of us are not. So, I believe they lied also, but about more than that. If it was a simple case of wandering and possible abduction, why not say that from the start? Why hide it? Blows my mind. Um, let the defamed be concerned with that. Is that what you mean? Just lazy and done whatever is easier for her. Like I said, babies, like if they liked going to school, but on certain days it was always a fight to get Jack ready, and Lily had a cough, and Malaya was not feeling well or whatever, it could have been easier to keep them both home on the Friday. Absolutely. Maybe one day we'll get an answer. In my opinion, why wouldn't anyone say or tell anyone they said, you're not going to school, or hey, I'm keeping them home today again? We don't know the dynamic in the house if Malaya would ever volunteer that information before making that decision, or if Daniel truly didn't know that they were going to school, why he didn't ask. Like, maybe it happened often enough where he just didn't ask anymore. Or maybe he's misremembering. Who knows? I feel like they would have taken their backpacks if going to school. Lily had hers. Well, a backpack, not her school backpack, but yeah, I'm sure the 6-year-old knew where they were going. Yeah. Unless it was to the end of the driveway where they caught the school bus, Brian. That's all I'm saying. What about the slide lock on the bedroom door? So Daniel answered that in my first interview with him. There is a sliding lock on the door that jiggles when it's like just it's loose on the door. So anytime the door opens, it would jiggle, and that's what he was referring to. The door, the sliding lock on the bedroom door was not engaged. It was when Lily opened the door, he could hear that rattle of the door lock, if that makes sense. I believe the lock on the door was an extra layer of privacy for the parents who stayed in that room. So the kids came and went as they pleased, kind of in and out of that room, from what I understand. She is young with 3 kids. That's a lot to have to deal with. Some people cannot handle it. Perhaps family and friends should have been more active in her life. The chances of someone there at that exact time to abduct them or the kids traveling very far and not seeing it all, so slim, Susanna, for Christ. That the chances are so slim that some monster was just driving by at the perfect moment. But I've said it before, lightning does strike, and I think it would be silly to not even consider it as a possibility, but be so open and willing to consider some of these other crazy theories. You know, and at this point, for me, them wandering into the woods and all of these professional searchers, dogs, search and rescue, just haven't found a single trace is just as ludicrous. Doesn't explain raking at night and car runs after midnight. I don't think that it's ever been substantiated that Janie was raking at night. From what Janie said, it was in the evening while she was out fixing the fence with Daniel. That's not really overnight on Thursday. That's out in the yard working on, like, you know what I mean? Like that's, and car runs after midnight. Again, it's something that the RCMP have acknowledged that that happened. And I believe that's probably why Justin Smith was asked to take a polygraph test. Not sure why Brad Wong was never asked, but maybe he was. I don't know. Um, oh, hi, Justin. Good to see you. Um, who else? Our CMP knows they are building a case and those involved are going away for a very long time. I hope so, babies. But again, why can't they rule anything out for the public? Because, like I said, there are people who are being dragged into this, and the public, or not the public in general or the public at large, but in some cases they absolutely are. But you know, the online speculation and accusations to people that haven't been officially connected is just, I just don't understand why they're not shutting any of it down, like none of it down. Um, this is interesting. Canadian Search and Disaster Dog Association. That's interesting. Thanks for that, Sarah. Susanna, bizarre doesn't mean they did something. Inconsistencies is meaningless. Areas doesn't mean they did anything. The inconsistencies have to be relevant. Which some of them are, Maritska. Like you would be, to me, and no offense, but you'd have to be foolish to just look past all of it. Which is why I think we're in the position that we're in. We're literally just trying to sort through the shit from fact. It's too bad. I have too. Luckily I lived fairly close to the school, so it didn't happen very often, but when they were younger, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It was Sunny that read that the dogs didn't find a fresh scent of the kids on the property. She was reading a report, police report maybe. Sunny uses Gemini, the AI. We know that they weren't given a specific item of clothing to track Jack and Lily specifically. They were I can't remember what they're called, but like air scent dogs, they went in there to find scents that didn't belong in that natural habitat, you know. And to me, and I don't know for sure, but the way my brain works, if that's how these scent dogs work, then the fact that there were already searchers out in the woods, including Daniel and Janie, now Jack and Lily's, or the most recent scent is now no longer Jack and Lily's, had they gone into the woods. So futile, in my opinion, if they weren't specific scent dogs. Because even though I know Daniel said that, how did he put it? That it's only in the movies that they give a dog. It's not only in the movies, but their specific type of scent dog. So I felt low after my third child, and if my older kids, 7 and 8, were playing up, I would keep mine off too. I couldn't get into a fight every morning. My children hated school too. Jack and Lily loved school, according to Daniel. They did quite enjoy it. Direct services for victims, crime victims, toll-free text, online hotlines. Take that down, guys, if you need it. There's a resource. Thank you again, Sarah. It appears Brandon Lemieux has disappeared from Facebook. Yes, and there is a profile that made a post yesterday, actually while Sunny was live, and it includes a voice clip from Brandon Lemieux. I suggest everybody go and find it. Um, who else? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was a bad parent because I also allowed my kids to have the odd hooky day too. I think we all have, right? I agree with Michelle on her possible theory, but no trace of them. And again, they would have had to got up to the pipeline to leave that boot print somehow, and not a single trace of them found between the trailer and the boot print. And their scent was lost at the end of the road. So for me, it makes more sense to me that the children went up to the road and disappeared from there. And if in fact that's the case. The door on Daniel's room was like a saloon door, open at the top and bottom. The lock was on the top of the door, sliding lock. That's weird. Wong did not take a test as he said it on Sunny's Live, but asked to. Mariska, I think that's what I said. To play devil's advocate, even though it has a lot of similarities to the other parental homicide cases, being 2 kids is equally unusual. Unusual. I have no faith in the RCMP. You gotta have hope. Let's not forget the trips in the car after midnight, the most damning evidence, as long as the RCMP have evidence to prove that. Susanna. I think a tragedy happened on Thursday, and that's why you waited till Friday to call 911 to say they are missing. I don't think they're with us. Yeah. There have been no, there's been nothing to prove that there was a phone call made at 11 p.m. between Malia and her mom. And there's also been nothing to prove the rumor that Cindy was at the property at 5:30 a.m. There's no proof of any of that, but the one thing that was in the court documents is that Malia tried to call her mother at 8:28 a.m. 8:28 a.m. Okay. Then Janie talked to Uncle Ron at 8:48 a.m. And that call lasted, I think, under 5 minutes. And sometime after that, Janie says that she heard the kids in the yard. So there's a very small time frame for them to just been basically vaporized. No evidence of anything. And we have a boot print, and then we have a planted blanket, but no trace of the kids, no other evidence found. that we know of. Thank you. I don't know. Up towards Lairg Road, I noticed that they were putting asphalt on the roads in Google Earth around the same time, so you would have a lot of road construction going on, workers going to work. Lake Lady, that's a good observation. Monsters of Exposure definitely has been taken down as well. I hope he's good. And just like if Monsters of Exposure or whatever you're called now is watching, if you want to have defamation claims and civil suits, then you probably shouldn't be making videos and slandering and bullying other people while you're doing it. Just a suggestion. That's all. Is it true the OPP are assisting with tech support? From what I understand, the forensics were sent to the Ontario laboratory, one of them. So I think they are assisting in that capacity. The rest of it, I don't know. I don't know. You need a question answered? Missy, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Pretty Birds, what question would you like answered? Did Jenny take clothes out to the RCMP? And they, somebody did, yes. Yes, somebody did. And they were laid on top of a car there, and in drone footage, there's overhead pictures of clothing, and apparently those were the clothes that were brought from inside the house, given to the dog handlers, and they were told they didn't need them, so they just kind of got thrown on the car. That's what I heard. Again, I have to say it. Sorry, Jack and Lily were failed a long time before they went missing. We're not talking 1 week, we're talking years. I agree. I don't think her channel is down. I think she's too busy hanging with her new besties. No, it's down. It's private. Like you can't find it. It's not there. It's all good. Thanks for being here. Hey, crazy gal. I would think if they walked to the bus route at all, search and rescue would have found evidence of that. Suspicious vehicles at the time of the disappearance were looked into, not to mention heat scanners to aid. It is very troubling and bizarre. And then for the people that think the kids passed away on the property overnight or whatever, why didn't the cadaver dogs pick it up? Why didn't they hit on anything? Like it's very strange, all of it. Very, very strange. Mercy, hello. Poor Jack, Lily and Jack. How can they still be nowhere after a year? It's a very weird case. No sign of anything. It's so puzzling. That's a crazy way to put it. How can they still be nowhere? It kind of epitomizes where we're at, isn't it? Sad. I think it was all planned by Malaya and her mom. Oh. If the children left at the time said, that leaves a slim window for a crime of opportunity. I'm with you. Susie Mac, good to see you. Wong has a relative linked to Cape Breton cases that raised our eyebrows a bit. Oh, really? I don't really know much about Brad Wong. Does anyone remember on the dispatch audio when it sounded like a dog that was alerting? I wonder what became of that. True. And at that point, Seaweed, do you think that they would have told Daniel and Malaya if the dogs had alerted to something, what they had found? You know? If they wandered off at the end of the driveway, why no scent to keep following? If they were thrown in a car or something, there would be none. But again, where are the footprints leading up to the road? I got a bit dark on my walk today. I was thinking how traumatic it would be to unalive one child. To unalive two would need to be raving psycho. There's no motive other than absolute derangement. Yeah, but well, what can you say? Well, they obviously had enough time to clean up if the RCMP found nothing. The chairs pushed into the table, the cupboard doors closed, the sliding black door closed. That tells me that an adult was there with them when they left the trailer. Agreed. They were last heard at 8:30, 8:45. It takes 6 seconds to kidnap a person. If you believe Janie, it was after the telephone call because people have a hard time recalling certain times, whatever. But if she knows that she first talked to Ron, then she does have that record on her cell phone of that call. So she knows that she talked to Ron at 8:48 a.m. and then went and laid back down. I believe she said she dozed off and heard the kids sometime after that because Tucker barked and woke her up, right? Like, then again, when did she tell, or if she didn't, like, why wouldn't you say, Malia, what's up? The kids are missing. How long? 20 minutes. 20 minutes? What do you mean? I just heard them. Why wouldn't that have been said? It bothers me. It bothers me. Am I far behind? Look at the math in the first interview. Okay, I'm going to say, in my opinion, there is no of the kids, no bodies. So to me, without bodies, the children are alive. I think they wanted to go to school, and that's why Prince was at the end of the driveway. Kimberly, it's good to have hope. But just keep in mind, you don't need a body to have an arrest. It's so difficult with children, though, because they're not going to have a digital footprint. They're not going to have financial records. They're not going to have anything for them to trace. So it's difficult. Planted blanket means foul play to me. Why planted for nothing? I'm going to throw just something out here. And don't come at me. I'm not accusing, defaming, nothing. Do we know how far away the DMV is from Patty's? Because if that was an hour, hour and a half, did she have time to grab that blanket? Or did somebody else have time that day to go and grab that blanket? Even Daniel? Could it have been grabbed far in advance, thinking that they were going to take the kids elsewhere? I don't know. It sounds ridiculous to me. All we have are the RCMP. Did they fail? Yes. In my opinion, nobody should have been allowed to be near that property, but we don't know what they know. And I have to have faith for justice for Jack and Lily. Wouldn't Malaya have seen them at 8:28 or at least noticed them missing? She said they hadn't been seen or heard since 8 a.m. Or did she know they were missing? Good question. Because we've now determined that she did not have to be out of bed to make that call because she generally spoke to Cindy via Facebook Messenger and they had Wi-Fi, so she could basically call Cindy through Facebook Messenger anywhere on the property within like 100 feet of the router. 100 feet, 100 yards, I don't know. Daniel said it's a pretty strong signal around the property. But on the dispatch audio, we did hear the mention of 8 a.m. However, I think that could have just been given as like a time frame. There was nothing to corroborate that time. That's just kind of what the parents said. So I don't know. To me, just in my opinion, if Malaya was awake at 8:28 trying to call Cindy, that to me tells me that the kids were probably still in the house at that time. If it's all true. If we're playing devil's advocate here. There's monsters of sabotage, there's monsters of hypocrisy, there's monsters of exposure, and now there's monsters of chaos, there's monsters of accountability, and that's what I was saying earlier. It's getting old. Get some new material. You're riding off the back of monsters of sabotage. It's to the point where it's silly. They're kind of making a mockery of this case, in my opinion. We would rather dedicate an entire channel in the Monsters family to point out all the bad things that people say about other people instead of raising awareness for Jack and Lily. Like, get a grip. Get a grip. I think we need to reset our goals. There absolutely is. Not in my opinion. There absolutely is. Was the print in the driveway ever mentioned in the documents? Seaweed. Seaweed. 5 minutes is a long time, though. People don't expect it, but I can take my child to the bus stop and back. Time-wise, I'd never think by judging. Ninchi had reached out to Chris McDonough in the US to put a fresh set of eyes on this case. He already talked about it, Ernestine. Is that like a while ago? Because he's already talked about it. You're not missing a single thing. A single thing. Nothing. Did someone say there was a piece of the pink blanket on the deck outside the home? So I believe, and don't quote me on this, but okay, so somebody on Malaya's side, and I believe it was Cheryl or Haley, it was one of the two, said that they had seen a piece of a pink blanket on the railing on the deck. And then Daniel admitted to me that yes, it's possible that there was a piece of the blanket on the railing of the deck. But he also, to this day, still stands by somebody went into that garbage bag in the bin and took out the piece of blanket. So again, who knew it was in there? Nobody on the day of the disappearance got into that bin and got the blanket out. It would have had to have been before that. And I don't get it. The guilt I would suffer would never allow me to be happy again and moving on with my life with a new boyfriend. I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true. Why would you put him on display like that in this community after everything that innocent people have gone through? Why would you allow a YouTuber to do that? I don't believe it's true. I think it was bait. And because I think we all understand that if you have a no contact order, that's direct or indirect contact. And so just if Daniel went up there and he answers the wrong question, it could be considered having contact with Malaya. So it's bait. They hid them. MCU picked up the 7 bags of clothes and delivered them to Cheryl's. Later on, another few bags were delivered by MCU, which had clothes, toys, and incidentals. Thank you. Wojciech is also linked to that same case. Oh, really? Heat scanners died after 20 minutes, according to the DT channel. That is maddening. I'm not sure about that. I don't know much about heat signatures. Material moved out of the driveway. Hey, Susan, court documents. These are statements people have chosen to say or not. Statements in the docs are not necessarily verified by police. They are merely statements, only presumed truthful. Right, we're not even talking about like sworn affidavits, are we? It is a crime to lie to police or to lie in a police statement. and maybe they're given like a verbal. I'm just trying to think. I have had to fill out a police statement, and I do recall being asked by the officer, who is also a justice of the peace, that I'm basically swearing that what I'm putting in that statement is true to my best recollection or whatever. So I mean, I would think it would still be a crime to lie on it, would it not, Susan? Um, Never made it home from town. JJ, okay, I will look. Thank you. Did Durwood kidnap Teabag? I can't see Durwood be bothering with it. I don't know, maybe. I'm just kidding. The kids were probably carried to the road. Lily would scream bloody murder unless she knew who was carrying her, Truth and Beauty. Or, I mean, they both said that they talked to anyone, you know. Where's the scent leading up the road? I heard, and Brad Wong verified, that the dog handler told him that they lost the scent at the road. Like, he was in my chat a few weeks ago, and he did confirm that what the handler told him that. I'm trying to remember exactly, but because I was like, okay, where did we hear that from, you guys? It's not in the court documents. Where did we hear that? And then we were like, okay, well, maybe it was Daniel who told us that. So, like, it is what it is. So once you decide that the only place that you heard something is from Daniel, then you're going to put it over to the unsubstantiated stuff, right? But then Brad was in the chat that same day and said, no, well, the dog handler, the officer, told me that they lost the children's scent at the road at the end of the driveway. So it's just that somebody, and Brad Wong has no reason or would not volunteer any information that would corroborate anything Daniel said. Do you know what I'm saying? So I tend to believe it for that reason alone. We may not have a TV, but nevertheless, the fights are good in YouTube land. Not really. It's like keyboard warriors versus spaghetti arms. Like, it's nothing. It's pathetic, is what it is. Little Mama, I am not positive, but I don't recall seeing anything about it. The cluster, yes, but not the print in the driveway. It's interesting. Seaweed. Was going to look into it. That means you have to believe the morning story to begin with, right? And I feel if we're going to do our best and try to look at things from all different sides and try to be balanced as much as we possibly can, you got to go with what's in the documents. Do you know what I mean? So, and I mean, some of it is hard on both sides. Like, there have been changing stories, there have been inconsistencies, and now we haven't heard from Malia, but yet managed to get 4 or 5 different versions of that morning since she did her interview, but never once heard it from her mouth because they lie. I believe if they really did leave there that day, yes, there had to have been an adult and someone knew. Listen, I don't think that they would close that sliding glass door behind them. I don't. And I don't think it would be silent if they tried to. Just my opinion. If she rang her mom at 7:30, how could they have been gone 20 minutes? None of it makes any sense. Right. So let's talk about that. That's my point. So if Malaya and Daniel say that it was probably between 8 and 8:30 that they last heard the kids, and Malaya's somewhat awake in order to phone her mom at 8:28 from wherever she was on the property or in the house or in bed with Meadow, whatever. She still made that call at 8:28. That is verified in the documents. It happened. And then Janie, 20 minutes later, less than 20 minutes later, at 8:48, talks to Ron for little less than 5 minutes. And then sometime after that, so sometime after, say, 8:55 a.m., Janie goes back in, lays down, dozes off. Somewhere between, I don't know, give her between 9 and 10:01 a.m., the kids disappear, and say even 9:45 because they had to have gotten time to wake up and run and check the trailer, go outside. Daniel ran up into the woods. They had the interaction between Janie and Malaya. Malaya asked Daniel, should I call 911? All of that stuff takes time as well. So 45 minutes, the 45-minute window. It's not a 20-minute window, but still a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old in 45 minutes through those particular woods are not going to get far, let alone not leave a trace of evidence. So I personally believe that the RCMP know that they didn't go into the woods. I believe they really did leave there. Oh, um, I'd like to think we're narrowing things down to work out what happened and by who, because then we might as well say it could have been a UFO abduction. I mean, they just literally vanished, and they didn't walk away or wander off somewhere. To me, I don't even think they walked up to the end of the driveway because there are no more footprints. They literally vaporized, and it's heartbreaking. He clarified that, Tam. Um, he clarified that on the last live stream that he did. What was Lily trying to tell them when she was shushed? Was she trying to say someone was in the house? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Blanket was planted. Only one person lied about it. I don't know that. I think, like for me, he wasn't shown that blanket. He was shown a different blanket that was laid out, and it wasn't Lily's. Um, and then there was that blanket. And because of the way the interviews are done and the timing of them and the airing of the interviews, and I mean, here I am making excuses and explaining things the way just because of the way I understand them. I'm not making excuses. I'm just explaining the way I understand them. That's all. I have to have hope because when you lose a child to murder, you break down over things like this case. Kimberly, you have to take care of your mental health. Absolutely. My heart goes out to you, but thank you for being here and talking about Jack and Lily and what could have happened. Was that part of the blanket in the laundry she did at Patty's? Did she leave it there? Interesting. Never thought of that. Never thought of that. But the thing is, the only person that would know that is Malaya. Because there were other questions as well that people had asked after the last interview, like, you know, where was Patty? If Daniel was in the house with the kids all day, or like all day, and then Malaya had to go to the DMV and she took Meadow with her, where was Patty that whole time? And Daniel said that Patty typically sticks to her room. She likes watching TV and having her beverages. She came out a couple of times, but for the most part, she was in her bedroom that day, that Wednesday. And then another question was about the Walmart. What I got from Daniel is they went to Patty's house and then went to Walmart on their way home. They left Patty's house like between 7 and 8 and stopped at Walmart, and that's why they didn't get home till 10. You know, doesn't matter if it's 100 feet or 100 yards or 100 Miles, they can see where Cindy's phone is at if her phone is on. Right. All of it. I agree. I thought JM and RM call was on Facebook Messenger too. Could have been. I don't know. But like in the video in the first, I believe it was the first video that Hunter S. True Crime did. He has a screenshot of Janie's phone. I'm sure I do too somewhere, but I just don't have it ready right now. Oh my gosh, I'm that far behind. I'm so sorry. You can only see Mike D if you pay. Apparently, everybody, not trying to promote, but he has got a deal going on right now that you can get a month free, but then after that, it's like $3,000 a year. So heads up. Where am I? 4 minutes behind. I think I'll start here. 4 minutes behind. Tiffany, I don't know who Tiffany is. Has direct contact with Malia, so why wouldn't she know straight from the horse's mouth? Just wondering why Shenanigans doesn't have more info. She might, but she doesn't share it. Vague details of Thursday night are troublesome to me. Kids didn't get baths, went to bed in their clothing, no discussion of what they watched, did together, or any other interactions. I feel like if Malaya talked, we would have that information, but the information we've been given was that Daniel was outside with his mother, so he wouldn't know if they actually had baths, or that they went to bed in their clothing, or what they watched, or what they ate. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he said on the live stream here that he ate supper that night, but he doesn't remember what he ate. The lies about the blanket are coming by Cheryl. I don't know about that either. Nothing's foolproof, but that tech is really good. You can see slight changes in temp, like someone farts shows the. It's funny. Kids don't just vanish, and if they do, the behavior of a mother and the never-ending stories of the stepfather don't change, not to mention everything that was happening in their home. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. And that's a fact. Kids don't just vanish. Jack and Lily are somewhere. Speaking of which, this I want to I think I'm going to watch the Monsters of Sabotage because I'm going to be honest, I tried to watch it and um my eyes were so friggin' tired. Why isn't it coming out? There it is. Oh, because I'm not subbed. My bad. This one here, questions for Daniel. Let me know if you guys can hear this right away, okay? And then I'm actually going to go down to the bottom of chat. I said, what is going on? Oh, what is this? Why won't it hide my comment? There. Okay. So I want to watch this. It's only like 4.5 minutes long. And hopefully if Daniel is watching, he'll see these questions. I don't know if they're fair questions or if they're asshole questions, but they're good questions. I mean, if the info's true, it's good questions. And he says he's not scared to answer anything, so let's put it out there for him. Let's do this.
Either you're cool or square. If you're not here, you're there. You just can't be nowhere. Gotta be this or that. Who can it be? If it ain't me, I know it's not your brother. Can't you see? It's gotta be one way or the other. Either say cat or dad. If it ain't right.
So if the audio is cutting out, this is my sound issue, but the fact is it's just it's kind of like circus music, but the important part is that we're reading what it says, okay? So I'm just going to play it out like this. Um I am I apologize. I thought buying a new camera was going to fix the problem, but there's no narrating in this. It's just clown music, circus music, whatever. I don't know what the right word for it is, but sorry about that.
I will be there for you while you take the time in the burning of uncertainty. I will be your solid ground. I will hold the balance if you can't look down. If it takes my whole life, I will break out in bed. It'll all be worth it. But I can't understand it. I can't get
So people are saying that you think Christine and Taylor are collaborating to change Taylor's story. Like where did that come from? Monsters of Sabotage? Do we not need proof or receipts anymore for anything? Is that not a thing? Just asking. Just asking. I um I did ask Christine Inrig a couple of questions today. I did not get permission to share the answers, but I think it's pretty fair to say that things were denied to me. So I mean, what does that leave us with? More shit that we cannot substantiate. So, I mean, are you guys comfortable with putting your faith in these rumors and stuff? Like the questions that they had, fair enough. If these are real questions that came from, whether it came from Christine Inrig or not, is it true that when you were in your bio kid's bedroom, you found a picture that your daughter drew? I don't see anything incriminating about that. Is it true that you showed it to someone? This is not the picture. This is not the actual drawing, just an example. What else? Is it true that you said it could be Jack and Lily at the end of the driveway? I mean, really, like when I got that video from a friend of mine in the area, and he went around and he videotaped the area, I was actually myself was actually surprised at how much closer to the road the trailer is than what it looks like in the overhead. I thought, like in my head, for some strange reason, before I got that video, I thought the trailer was much further set back from the main road. So this isn't unbelievable to me that they would have walked that distance. And from our understanding, obviously, Janie's RV would be right here, right? So if they were all back in their bedroom sleeping, they potentially wouldn't hear or see Jack and Lily walk it this way. Just saying. It's just my opinion. Anyways, those were two questions. Let's get to the next one. I'm just repeating them for Daniel. Is it true that you said that you suspect your daughter had a premonition of Jack and Lily going missing? And to be fair, probably hasn't said that in public because he doesn't want his daughter put into the spotlight if that's at all true. Is it true that you said that you suspect that Jack and Lily were abducted? Um, I'm pretty sure that's true. Isn't that what he said on the live stream just the other day here? Not sure. Not sure. Pretty sure. For sure. I was going to play some of that live stream today, but I don't think I'm going to have time. Is it true that you said that you suspect professionals or Malaya's family of taking Jack and Lily? In the beginning, absolutely, he did. And then more recently, and it sounds to me like he was alluding to maybe a trafficking ring having something to do with it. As heavily guarded as Lansdowne is by your family, do you think it's possible for a kidnapper to prowl undetected? Heavily guarded? Okay. I don't know, I've never been there. Yuck. Is it true that you were accused by your most recent ex, Taylor, of leaving bruises and bite marks all over her body during special time? Is there a caveat to this where Taylor had said that she photoshopped them? Is it true that you sent your ex, Taylor, text messages telling her how you were going to SA her while she was sleeping? That was definitely a text message. Justin showed it on his channel. Absolutely. Is it true that Christine has been contacting that ex to get her to change her story and write an affidavit for Daniel's court case? That would be against the law. That would be witness tampering. Your goons, Christine and Brad Turner, harassed the shit out of T until she went underground. We won't go as quietly, Daniel. Christine doesn't know who Brad really is. It's annoying she burned your relationship with him. You built that blah. Oh, she didn't burn anything with him. Uno reversed that situation and I snapped on him and he's been apologizing to me for 12 hours. She's got dirt on him though. Me and Brad double teamed the situation yesterday when it was all going down. She kept messaging Brad dirt on Daniel, but then would go back and delete her message. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. That's the end of that. So, um, I mean, I'm not mistaken, but I mean, I throw the questions out. That's no different to me, Susan, than people saying, "Why do you talk to Daniel? All he does is lie." All you can do is ask him, right? If people think that he's just gonna lie, okay, then don't listen to the answer. Like, at least I asked. There's no way for anybody to substantiate any of this shit. Hey, Chaos, no. Well, okay, yes, we heard about it. We talked about it. We don't know. We don't know why. Other than I just pointed out that if Mike DeMann is allowed to continue literally slander and defame and bully people not even connected with the case, and his channel is allowed to go, I think it's safe to say that YouTube had nothing to do with Shenanigans channel not being visible to the public anymore. Anybody can wonder that from an innocent drawing? I missed what Chelsea said. Mhm. He says professionals. Yeah, but Justin, he meant traffickers, I believe. So maybe not the right word, but it's enough to make your head spin. I get nauseated if I think too far into it. Consent will need to be proven, and somebody, I'm not going to mention any names, but somebody was speaking about, I can't even say it. I'm not even gonna. I don't want to hear about Daniel's special time, please. It disturbs me. Yeah, same. At least I said special time and not the word they used. You're welcome. Must be so old, bitten, and bruised is not in any way appealing to me. Different strokes. All the fake accounts need shut down. Facts. I agree. Thanks, Kim Mitchell. I see you. I appreciate you. I love Canadian humor. Am I far behind again? No. 4:21. Perfect. Hey, Shannon, thanks for being here. You're late as usual, but that's okay. So like I said, I was gonna watch my live stream with Daniel, the first one, because not like some people did, and I know Justin, you went through it thoroughly, and I thank you for that. But not a lot of people, like more people are going off of the more recent one, and that was unplanned. And um, to me, there's a lot more information in the first one. I'm still trying to get through the whole thing of Sunny's. But again, I don't have an issue, even though Daniel has said now he doesn't think his speaking out is helping anything. He doesn't know that he's going to continue doing it right now. I don't have a problem reaching out and asking him questions. And so far, anytime I've asked, he has gotten back to me. So, having said all that, you guys, I'm going to end it. Hopefully, Justin's going to go live here soon. Tomorrow is 13 months, people. 13 months of this. And it's not getting any better and it's not getting any easier. And I'm going to see if Sunny would do a live stream with me tomorrow and talk about all of this stuff because it gets overwhelming at some point to think one year was hard, but for some reason this one is even more so. And I think it's because of all the bullshit drama that's gone on in the last 30 days. So, everybody, have a terrific evening. Try to enjoy your Monday. I friggin' hate Mondays like no other. I think I'm going to go get pizza for supper because I ain't cooking. Not today. Not today. Thank you, everybody, for your super chats and new member, Anne Marie Canada. I appreciate you so much. And like I said, hopefully Justin will be going live here soon. So have a great night, everybody. Harley's outside. Anyways, have a great night. Where's the thing? Okay. Yes. You're welcome. I'm sorry. I lost my end stream button. All right. That's it. Have a good night. Bye.